Louise here, and welcome to Lockdown Chats. I'm back in London. I've got a plant, and I'm here with Megan Helena from HotVox, and she's going to tell us about her story in the music industry so far. So, Megan, if you want to start.
Definitely. So I started working for HotVox Music Promotions in 2014. So it's
wow.
a long time now, yeah.
Yeah.
I was studying a music degree at the University of Leeds.
Oh, nice.
It was great fun, loved the city.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I didn't live in London, I'd definitely be living in Leeds, you know, fantastic music scene there. And although I was really enjoying my degree, I really didn't feel like it was preparing me for a career afterwards.
Okay.
I had no real idea what it was that I wanted to do. I knew that I wanted to do something in music. I knew that I wanted a job that I loved going to every day, but still I didn't really have a path in front of me. Because I think, especially, you know, through school and college, if you were ever good at music, you know, you're always pushed to be a music teacher.
Yeah.
And I don't have enough patience to be a teacher. Yeah, that was an option that I ever really wanted to do. But then the opportunity was presented at me to take a year in industry. So I did an internship opportunity between my second and third year. And I thought, I'm never going to get this opportunity again to just try something. And if it doesn't go well, you know, I've learned something that I don't want to do. You know, at least I've something to go. You know, I had that great support system that, you know, my little uni bubble was still there. So of course I decided, let's go all in and move to London.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, and that's where I found HotVox. And I was so lucky that, you know, they really took a chance on me. I just loved what I saw, you know, this really tiny team that was doing so much, and so much that really flies, you know, wildly under the radar, supporting so many amazing artists in their infancy. And I just wanted a slice of that, you know.
Oh, amazing.
As I was told, you know, you get complete creative freedom to build your own roster. You know, the events are yours to do whatever you want with. And just really having that idea that I would be putting rungs in the ladder for artists, you know, no matter how low down or in the middle, you know, those rungs are in the ladder, I'd be helping them take steps towards, you know, having a really successful career in the industry. And it turned out that, you know, it was something that I was already doing at university without even realising. A bunch of my course mates and me, we founded the Open Mic Society for Leeds Uni.
Oh, wow.
I was already, you know, booking venues, liaising with artists, box office, you know, finding sponsors. We do raffles and walk the streets and, you know, convince people to give us stuff to give away at our events. And I think, maybe it was quite naive of me, but I genuinely thought, you know, something that's this fun, that I enjoy doing this much, this can't be a job. This can't be something that I can do forever. But yeah, as soon as I started, you know, building my own roster of artists and my own shows, I just knew that, this was definitely for me.
Amazing.
I did finish my last year of uni. I tried to get it done as quickly as possible. I kept in touch with the team as well, just doing little bits of, you know, artwork and poster designs and advancing and stuff. And then when I was ready to graduate, the head booker at the time was ready to move on. So I just slotted in there. It was perfect timing.
Oh my God, it was meant to be.
It's 2016, which is, crazy. Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, that sounds so great. And obviously I can see that you're loving it and the passion is coming through, which is so nice.
I miss my team so much.
Have you guys
on Zoom?
Have you met at all, or is it all still Zoom at the moment?
No, all still Zoom, but that is about to change this week, which is quite exciting because we are launching a new project. So I'm very excited to see some of the HotVox fam. Yes,
you mentioned that to me earlier. Is that something that we're allowed to talk about on the video chat? Or?
Okay, let's have it from the rooftops.
Amazing. Okay, I'll ask you about that again very shortly. But for now, I wanted to ask you actually, how long did it take you to build up your roster? And sort of walk us through some of the challenges there, because I think people would be really interested to hear about that.
Yeah, definitely. I did inherit some acts. I was also really pleased to see that a lot of the acts that I'd worked with during my year in industry were still kicking about and still doing great things. So that was like a really great little
Yeah,
reunion when we get back in touch again. But
amazing.
my roster is constantly changing.
Mm.
It's like a living organism. Um, we don't hold exclusivity with our artists, and you know, if a great opportunity comes an artist's way and it's not me handing it to them, I'm completely fine with that. You know, I'm very happy for them to chase whatever's best for them at the moment. But I think a lot of my acts know that, you know, they can always call on me, whether
Yeah.
that just be for advice or guidance. But you know, there are a lot of acts in London that when they want a show, you know, they just pick up the phone, and when you've got that rapport there, you know, it really is smooth sailing, and they understand that everything that you're doing behind the scenes is in their best interest to make their show as successful as possible. And if you can have a laugh along the way as well, that definitely helps.
Oh
But
yeah.
there are a lot of acts that have stayed strong on the roster over the years, but I do like, yeah, pinching the odd new one when they pop up and want to work with us.
Well, that was so interesting. Thank you. I guess I will ask you about your exciting project that you've been working on then. So if you want to tell us about what you've been up to.
We've had quite a few projects on the go, which has been really exciting.
Yeah.
Obviously, when lockdown was first introduced, there were a really tough couple of weeks where all me and my team were doing was calling acts and rescheduling or
Yeah.
moving or cancelling. It was actually over 250 artists that we had booked
Oh,
for
geez.
April, May, and June. So that was no small task, and it was not fun either. So when we did have the opportunity to move on to something where we'd be booking acts for opportunities and giving them a
Yeah.
platform, I think just for our mental health as an office, you know, that was such a relief.
Yeah.
When we spoke to Warchild about moving our Rising series online, that really just, you know, sparked an insane amount of creativity in the team. I could
Amazing.
that everybody really needed, you know, a boost, and to not only be giving artists a platform, but also to be raising money for a good cause at the same time. Warchild are running their coronavirus crisis appeal at the moment. Their work is incredible. We've been huge supporters of Warchild for years now. We do 2 shows a month at the Camden Assembly, raising funds for Warchild, and have done
Oh,
for a long
amazing.
time. Yeah. So when we were cancelling those shows were a double whammy. So when we had this opportunity to raise funds for them, we really didn't expect that it would be anywhere near as successful as it has been. We knew that it would be a great project, and we knew that our artists would respond to it because we're so passionate about the charity. But we've raised £70,000 for Warchild,
Wow.
which is incredible.
So that's just from the online activity.
And you know, the work that they're doing is so invaluable. Yeah. We've had, I think it's just over 250 artists that have taken part in Rising, and another 100 booked to take part before the end of the month. So fingers crossed. We're really aiming for 100,000. That would be an absolute dream, but we're just incredibly grateful for what we've raised already. It really did make us realise just how lucky we are that, you know, all we have to do is not go to the pub and decide what we're going to watch on Netflix next, because the work that Warchild do, you know, in terms of giving children in Syria, you know, access to education about how virus is spread, and in refugee camps as well as supplies of soap and food and care packages. Their work is very much focused around education, and sadly, you know, when there is economic instability in these countries, that's when they see a rise in child exploitation and child labour. So that really, you know, brought it home for us. And yeah, I know I've said this already, but we just can't believe how fantastic, you know, all our artists have been in getting behind that cause. But now we're moving on to the kind of next phase of trying to return to some semblance of normality. And we will be hosting professionally live stream gigs from a studio environment. and that is going to be hosted at Cargo Rooms, who are our very, very, very good friends. They have a fantastic setup there. It's 2 converted shipping containers. They've become like a little haven for some very big name artists.
Amazing.
When we were looking for a space to host these professional streams, there's nowhere else we would go, because the guys that run the studios there are fantastic.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us. By the time this is live, people will probably have already heard about it and probably already be seeing it, but you know, it's always good to keep spreading the word. You've obviously been very busy during lockdown, and you've had lots of really positive moments, which is so great. One thing I wanted to ask as well is, before lockdown, like, what were some of your biggest career highlights? What were those moments that sort of you felt most proud of?
Obviously, it goes without saying, whenever we take any of our artists to the Isle of Wight Festival, that is always such a proud achievement. Sadly, we weren't there this summer, although the festival does actually land on my birthday next year. So,
Does it? Ah, big celebrations.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to carry me to the ferry on the Monday. But yeah, some of the acts that we took the year before, amazing. All indie band called the Extons, played the Hard Rock Cafe stage. They are incredible, getting a lot of attention from BBC Introducing.
Sick.
Fantastic band that took on the Big Top, which is the second stage at the festival. You know, it's a huge deal.
Wow.
Alternative pop 3-piece called Stitch. Very kind of London Grammar, Disclosure. They play with violin and trumpet and SPD.
Oh, I like it.
I see them on that, you know, huge stage.
Yeah.
It's such an achievement, because you were at one of the finals for the Isle of Wight competition.
I was gonna ask about that. Yeah, so I met Megan at HotVox, probably would have been last year or the year before.
It would have been last year, yeah. But those shows are always insane, because you know, with the competition, the New Blood competition that we run for the Isle of Wight Festival every year, it's quite short and sweet. It's only 3 gigs that stand between the artists going on to play the festival. So it snowballs rapidly, and you know, the cut between the initial maybe 100 acts that go into the live rounds down to the finals, it really is, you know, the best of the best. And really innovative bands. And bands that, you know, if I'm honest, once they reach the final, they all deserve to be playing festival stages. They just need the right guidance to get them there, and the right team to help support them. Normally I'm at, you know, all of the shows, and I've got a really good gauge on the competition throughout the whole year. But at the second quarterfinal last year, I broke my ankle in 3 places.
Oh no! Ow! 3 places. God,
yeah. Yeah, I fell off the stage getting the headliner on when a cord was pulled and created a sort of tightrope.
So how was at the event?
Oh yeah. I was hosting the show, and as I was going, I'm holding cymbals. So I made like an insane crash when I fell over as well.
That's got to win like best music industry blooper of the year or something. That's gold. I love that. Yeah. So Megan, obviously you're doing a great job, you know, working as a promoter in London, and it's so exciting. And obviously I you know, I'm working in live as well. I understand some of the challenges. And one thing, you know, we hear quite a lot is people saying that there aren't very many women in live, and you know, particularly the role of a promoter, that often that, you know, it's largely men. And I guess I just wanted to hear your thoughts on that. Would you say that's the case?
I definitely met some great female promoters, but it is quite a male-dominated world. I think it's such a challenge, because being a female promoter is absolutely no different to being a male promoter. It's just that I have to put up with other people's prejudice on what they think that a promoter should be.
Exactly, yeah.
So it really doesn't affect, you know, how I do my job. But there are certainly a small number of people that have a certain opinion on, you know, what this role should embody. And I think there's this huge misconception around promoters. I think there's a huge divide sometimes between, you know, especially in the DIY circuit, between artists and promoters, where they are quite wary because of certain companies that have a certain reputation. That's a wasp.
A wasp? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, there's just this idea that, you know, a promoter is this real cutthroat and brash and wheeler deal, you know, like the Del Boys of the industry. And you know, with my team, that really couldn't be further from the truth.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, I don't have to shout the loudest at the table to get my point heard.
That's good.
And that's not a character that I particularly enjoy, you know, playing. I have no problem stepping into that role if it's required, but I take no pleasure in it either. I think a good promoter, you know, embodies many skills, you know, excellent communication. I think being incredibly detail orientated, being able to anticipate, you know, needs and demands, whether that be from artists, managers, agents, you know, before they've even thought of them. You have to be incredibly resilient. Like I say, this is an industry with extreme highs and extreme lows. No 2 days are the same. And I just don't think that big, brash, brazen character is sustainable. And I don't think it's the best way to, you know, make and forge valuable relationships in this industry as well, because this entire industry is held up on, you know, relationships. There are so many, you know, links in the chain, and I seek mutual respect. You know, I will work incredibly hard for my artists, but I do expect them to work hard for me in return. My role is to support artists in the early stages of their career, and you know, the advice and the guidance and the time that I spend with them, that is, you know, born from a genuine desire to see them succeed. And absolutely, successful shows are good for business. But, you know, when artists start succeeding and selling out shows and they're under our wing, I am just as happy if that sold out show is 60 capacity as I am if it's 1,000 capacity. As long as I know that I've pushed them and I've molded them to be at their absolute best, at the top of their game, and I know that they've worked incredibly hard on it. That's the real value and joy that, you know, I find in this role. It's the people that I work with, and for me that really doesn't matter if they're male or female.
Thank you so much. This has been so fun to chat to you. So I always like to end on, can you please sum up your lockdown in 5 words?
I don't know if it's quite 5 words, but appreciating the simpler things in life. I think that's definitely something that lockdown has brought in. You know, you'll understand this, you know, living in a very busy industry in London as well. It can, you know, the days, the weeks, the months, they can completely pass you by. You're always, you know, on to the next task, you know, keeping so busy. And, you know, that's something that I absolutely love, but it has been really nice to have that kind of time for reflection as well.
All right, well, Megan, thank you so much. This has been so fun. I'll chat to you soon, and I'll see you at a gig. Whenever that is. Hopefully. See you there. And good luck with the live streams.
Thank you. Yeah, they'll be live on hotvox.co.uk this week from Wednesday.
Lovely. All right. Chat to you soon. Bye.
Bye.